what I wanted to start with before, because so many people are yet to join. No, so I thought I'll just share that. And okay, so this is what is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good. So this is what is the question we tried solving last class, and we somehow like I asked you to solve it, right? Low. So while copying the circuit, I missed this value. So the voltage source value is available. So that's 14 volt. The voltage source value is available. So initially, when we discussed, it was given simply we know. So I missed it. So now the value is available. So it will be easy for us to solve. Any method you can proceed, normal nodal analysis or any method you can proceed and you can solve it easily. Okay. Sometimes this happens even when you get a question paper assignment or whatever. So if suppose the situation is like this, then no problem. You can just go ahead and you write your probably if I reduce this network with single node, then you write your VA value in terms of P. Okay, so you can write, the question is actually this V and I need to be found, no? So you can mention this V and I values in terms of capital V, because the value should be known, otherwise it's not possible. It's difficult to solve the network. Okay, so I missed to give the value. So now using this value, you can proceed. If suppose anything happened like this in your assignment question or any CAT1 or something like that, then you can write your final voltage and current as far as this example is concerned. So you can write it in terms of capital V volts. Okay, so sorry, voltage will be in volts and current will be in amps. So whatever may be, the value will be in terms of V, because the V value is not given. It is not given. Okay, so let us move on to
In earlier class, you told us that the teachers an easy way to solve the matrix.
sorry, Ma, can you repeat the question?
Ma'am, in an earlier class, you had told us that the teachers an easy method to solve the matrix.
No. What did I say is the matrix method is generally easy to solve, because by just looking at the network, we'll be able to write the matrix and you can solve the network, solve the matrix using Cramer's rule, del V1 by del V1. Actually, I said there is a method in your calculator itself directly. Normally, determinant of the matrix, you have a procedure.
Ma'am, are we
right?
allowed to use calculators?
Sorry, Ma?
Are we allowed to use
Yeah. Exam time, you're allowed to use the calculator, scientific calculator. Don't rely on the system calculator.
Okay.
You should have your own personal calculator. That is allowed. That's allowed.
Okay.
But system, you cannot move out from the screen.
Ma'am, is there a limit to the number of variables you'll ask, like a 3 by 3, or can it be more than that?
4 by 4 at the max.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So now we'll proceed. Actually, we'll continue with the last class. So we started with the circuit theorems and we discussed what are all the advantages of going for this circuit theorems. Okay. So we started with Thevenin's theorem. As per the syllabus, we are supposed to discuss maximum power transfer theorem, but maximum power transfer theorem we'll discuss little further. Okay, so either Thevenin's theorem, that is the Thevenin's equivalent circuit, or by deriving a Norton's equivalent circuit, we can proceed with the maximum power transfer theorem. Okay, so we are doing with Thevenin's equivalent. Okay, so as per the Thevenin's theorem, so normally in practical application, our interesting point will be with respect to load. If suppose the load is changing, if I want to find out the current flowing through the load or voltage drop across the load or power dissipated by the load, okay. So all these things, if I'm interested, also at the same time, if the load is variable, okay, then it will be very difficult, because for when you have a complex network, each and every time I need to solve the network to find the variable for different values of load. Instead of that, we have an option to, just by ignoring the load, the remaining part of the network can be replaced by its equivalent circuit, Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So the Thevenin's equivalent circuit consisting of Thevenin's voltage in series with the RTH. Okay, so how do we find this VTH and RTH? Just from the load side. Okay, so in a complex network, we may have some load. So from the load, find out the open circuit voltage. Okay, that will be the Thevenin's voltage, and find out the resistance equivalent across the terminal by nullifying the sources or by switching off all the sources. Okay, so that is nothing but VTH and RTH. So now if you have the Thevenin's network like this, then it will be easy for us to proceed further, because our interest is only with respect to load, because my load is going to be variable value. Okay, so now I have taken an example. So here, this example, find the Thevenin's equivalent circuit of the circuit shown in figure. Find the current through the A and B. Okay, so here RL value. So as discussed, the RL values are 6, 16 and 36 ohms. Okay, so now the first step is, so here it's given, this is my load terminal. This is my load terminal. My RL is going to be a variable one. So you're asked to calculate the current through the load, for different values of load resistor. Okay, so now the first step is, we'll apply the Thevenin's theorem and we'll reduce this to a Thevenin's equivalent network. So Thevenin's equivalent network will have these two, VTH and RTH. Okay, so now how do we find this VTH? So VTH can be, what they say? So you just remove this load and this will become an open circuit. So this open circuit voltage, that is voltage across AB. This open circuit voltage is nothing but VTH. Okay, now for this particular circuit, let me redraw the circuit. So now you can go for any method, source transformation, or simply, if I have only one source, then I can go for reduction of network using series parallel resistors. Okay, mesh analysis, nodal analysis, anything you can go for this circuit theorem. Okay, now my interest is to solve this VAB. Okay, so now since this is an open circuit, definitely I will not have a current flow through this. So I will not have a voltage drop across this. So now whatever is the voltage drop across this, since this is a current source, it will be difficult. But at the same time, if you look at the network, we don't have any resistor over here. So whatever is the voltage drop across this, the same will be available over here. Am I right? So here my interest is to find VAB. So now the voltage drop across this AB, this is also AB. Okay, so now I can find out the voltage drop across this resistor, 12 ohm resistor, that is equivalent to VAB. So now the thing is, how do I find out the voltage drop across 12 ohm resistor? Okay, so now since I have two sources, it's not just current through the resistor due to this voltage source, it's also due to the current source. Okay, so directly I cannot solve this network. I have to go for some method. Shall we apply this, source conversion? Shall we apply the source conversion and solve this? Or we'll go for a nodal analysis. Nodal analysis will solve our objective easily. Okay, so now this is my nodal voltage VA. Okay, so this all are same. So if I find what is VA, that will be the VAB. Nodal voltage VA will be VAB. Okay, now just by writing the KCL at node A. Okay, at node A, so I just assume the current direction like this. Okay, so now I have this current 2 amps. So this is entering current. So 2 amps is equal to VA by 12.
You're assuming
Okay.
that B is grounded.
Sorry, Pa?
You're assuming that point B is grounded.
Yeah, this is my reference node.
Oh.
I am applying nodal analysis. So we have two nodes here. This is reference node. The other one is node 1. Okay. So VA, yeah, VA by 12. And this is also assumed as leaving current. So plus VA minus 32 volt. No? So VA minus 32 divided by 4 ohms. Either I can convert this into a current source, or directly I can say that the current flowing through this 4 ohm resistor will be, because it's connected between two voltage sources. So the potential difference between those two divided by the resistance will be the current value. Okay, so now by solving this, I'll be able to find out VA. Okay, So can you solve this VA by 12 plus VA by 4? So minus 30 by 4 becomes minus 8. Once it comes this side, so it will become 10. So 10 is equal to 1 by 12 plus 1 by 4 into VA. Okay, so now if you solve this, this will be 3 by 12. So 4 by 12 into VA. So what is VA now? Can anyone tell me? VA is equal to 30.
30 volt.
Very good.
30
So
volt.
VA is equal to 30 volt. So VA is nothing but voltage at this terminal with respect to ground, which is nothing but the Thevenin's voltage. So Thevenin's voltage we found as 30 volt. Now the next thing is I need to find out the RTH. So Thevenin's resistance, what is the procedure to find out the Thevenin's resistance? Again, the same method, open the load and nullify the sources or turn off the sources to find out the resistance equivalent. So how do I turn off the current source? When I open it, that will become zero current. That will become zero current. Similarly, by shorting this voltage value will become zero. So now turning off the voltage source by short circuiting the voltage source, and then now this current source, we are just opening it. We are just leave it open so that the current source value will become zero. So now I need to calculate the resistance between the terminal A and B. Okay, so now I have to look at from this side. I have to look at from this side. Okay, so now the value is, this is 1 ohm resistor and this is 12 ohm resistor and this is 4 ohm resistor. Okay, so now what will be the equivalent resistance? RTH is equal to, obviously, so at this junction, there is a current divider. So now these two are in parallel. So 4 ohms in parallel with 2 ohms, that will become in series with 1 ohm. So now RTH is 1 ohm in series with the parallel combination of 4 and 12. Okay, so what will be the equivalent resistance for 4 in parallel with 12? 48 divided by 16. So this is 3. So 3 plus 1, 4. So RTH is 4 ohms. So now my Thevenin's equivalent for this network is VTH in series with RTH, and this is my RL. So this is my variable load resistance RL, and RTH is found as 4 ohms and VTH is found as 30 volts. Now I can solve this for 16 and 36. For example, when your RL is 6 ohms, you are asked to calculate the current flowing through the load. So same current because these two are in series. So now I will be 30 divided by 6 plus 4 because this is 4 and we are calculating for 6 ohm resistor. So now this is 3 amps current. Similarly, you can find out for 16 ohms and 36 ohms. 16 ohms and 36 ohms. Okay. So now I have taken another example. You can just try by yourself. Okay. So I hope this is easy to solve only. It's almost similar to the network given here. It's almost similar to the network here. The only difference is I have another series resistance. It's not going to be a single nodal. It's not going to be a single node. Okay. So we have two nodes here. We have two nodes here. Okay. So now hope you can solve it by yourself. Either you go for mesh analysis or nodal analysis. Because in nodal analysis also we have two nodes. In mesh analysis also, if I proceed, I have two loops. For example, again, for Thevenin's theorem, we are going to remove this load resistor and we have to find out the RTH. Can anyone tell me quickly what will be the RTH value for this? Voltage source can be short circuited and current source can be open circuited. And here we have 6 ohms, 4 ohms. Okay, now can anyone tell me what will be the RTH? This is 4 ohm, this is 6 ohms, and this is 6 ohms. How about the connection between ohms? 6 and 6 is in series or parallel? This 6 ohm and this 6 ohm.
Series.
Both of them
Series.
are in series.
So both of them are in series. So that will be 12 ohms. Now this 12 ohm will be in, because I'm going to look at from this side. So I have a junction here. So obviously the current will be split between these two. Okay, so now this 12 ohms will be in parallel with 4. So 4 in parallel with 12, 46 divided by 6. Okay, so you can solve this. That will be your RTH. And VTH, what we can do, you go for a simple super mesh analysis because I have a current source here, or we can go for a nodal analysis. So here I have, this is node 1 and this is node 2. So whatever is the nodal voltage V2 will be the VTH. So VTH will be V2. Just apply the nodal analysis. Or you go for super mesh analysis. You can find out the, there are two loops, loop current I1, loop current I2. Just by finding out the loop current I2, VTH is going to be 4 into I2. Voltage drop across 4 ohm resistor will be the VTH. So you can go for any method, solve it. And the question is just find the equivalent circuit. Just find the equivalent circuit, then find the current also. This current they are asking. So you can solve it. So the load resistor is 1 ohm. For a 1 ohm load resistor, derive the Thevenin's equivalent circuit and find the current flowing through this. Okay, so I have, there is one more example. Probably you can try this. You can try this. Okay, so here, the thing is normally these two circuits, we had the load at the end, whereas here it's in the middle. Okay, it's in the middle of the network. So now just by removing this, you can solve it easily. So now when you solve. See now, I have this voltage source and this is my value. Now from this side, this is my open circuit. Okay, so what I can do, I can consider this way also. Nothing wrong in swapping these two. Nothing wrong in swapping these two. Okay, so now it will be easy. Now it will be easy for you to proceed further. So what is VTH and what is RTH? You can solve easily. Okay. Now this is maximum power transfer theorem. Okay, so what is this maximum power transfer theorem? Okay, so here when you have the complex network, if I want to find out the maximum power through this load resistor. Okay, I want to find out for what value of the load I will get the maximum power. For what value of load I will have the maximum power. So now, as per the theorem, the load resistance will receive a maximum power from this network, from the network, when this resistance value, when the load resistance value is exactly equal to the Thevenin's resistance value. Okay, so what are all the applications? When you see the applications, it will be good. Okay, so maximum theorem may be suitable for the public audio system, sorry, address system, PAS, speaker with microphone with the speaker, right? So now here I wanted to have the speaker with maximum power. So now to create the maximum power for the speaker resistance and the amplifier resistance should be equal to each other so that we will get the maximum power. Okay, so in these cases, I can go for this maximum power transfer theorem. Similarly, when you take this car engine, okay, I wanted to have a maximum power for the car engine, motor starter. Okay, so here you will get the maximum power when the motor resistance is equal to the battery resistance. Okay, so it's also helpful in making a circuit. In a circuit having maximum power dissipation at the load of the resistance. Okay, so this theorem is suitable for these kind of applications. Okay, so now it's quite obvious that when I want to find the maximum power dissipation across the load resistor, then what we can do, you can solve the given network by replacing the network with its Thevenin's equivalence circuit. Then I will have the maximum power through the load if the load resistance value is equal to the Thevenin's resistance value. Let me repeat. If my interest is for a given circuit, I want to find the maximum power. I wanted to have a maximum power through the load. Okay, so then what should I do? I reduce this complex network into its Thevenin's equivalent network. Then when this load resistance value is equal to the Thevenin's resistance value, I can conclude that I will have the maximum power across the load. There is going to be a maximum power through the load. Okay, so now how is this statement? There is a proof also. There is a proof also. How we say that when RL is equal to RTH, there is a maximum power. Okay, so now let us consider this Thevenin's equivalent network. Let's consider this Thevenin's equivalent network. Now this load is variable. As per the maximum power transfer theorem, when this RL is equal to RTH, then there is a maximum power through this load resistor. Proof. How do we prove that? Okay, so now we try to solve the maximum power. We try to find the power dissipation through this load resistor. So we know that I square into RL. Okay, so what will be the current flowing through this load resistor? It's going to be VTH divided by RL plus RTH, the whole square into RL. So this is my power equation. This is my power dissipated through this load resistor. So now, as when you might have studied this in your mathematics, no? So maxima or minima with respect to a particular variable. So here I wanted to find out the maximum power with respect to this load. Okay, so when I differentiate this PL with respect to this load, when this differentiation is equal to 0, then I will have the maximum power. Okay, you might have studied this, no? So when we differentiate this power equation with respect to RL and set it to 0, so that we can say that that is the value corresponding to the maximum power. Okay, so now this equation is differentiated with respect to RL just by U by V, differentiation of U by V. Okay, so V du minus U dV by V square, no? So that way this differentiation is done and this is equated to 0. Now when you simplify, you will get RL is equal to RTH. Okay, so now when RL is equal to RTH, the maximum power transferred is VTH square divided by 4 into RTH. So now this is my power equation. So now when RL is equal to RTH, this becomes 2 times RTH, right? So now I could say that VTH square divided by 4 into RTH. Okay, so this way it is. Okay, so now we will see some examples. Okay, so now the question is, find the value of RL for maximum power transfer in the circuit. Also find what is the maximum power. Okay, so it's very clear. So find the value of RL for the maximum power. Sorry, one minute. Okay, so here find the maximum power. Also find for what value of RL we are having a maximum power. For what value of RL we are having a maximum power. This load is variable. So now we know that as per the maximum power transfer theorem, when RL is equal to RTH, then we get the maximum power transfer theorem. When RL is equal to RTH, we get the maximum power. Okay. So now, we try to reduce this network into a Thevenin's equivalent network. We try to reduce this into a Thevenin's equivalent network. Okay, as usual, how we discuss Thevenin's theorem now. So we can reduce this network to a Thevenin's equivalent. Now, when this RL is equal to RTH, we have the maximum power. Okay, so now first step is we have to find out what is RTH. Okay, so now as per the maximum power transfer theorem, nullify the sources. So short circuiting the voltage source and then open circuit this current source, then find out this RTH. Find out this RTH. So can anyone tell me, if suppose the question is find out what is the load resistance to have a maximum power, then it is sufficient to solve only the RTH. But here the question is also find the maximum power. So if I want to find the maximum power, then it is VTH square divided by 4 times RTH. No? So I need to find out what is VTH also. Okay, so now can anyone tell me what will be the RTH, Thevenin's resistance?
9 ohm.
9 ohms. Anybody is not able to solve? It's simple. So now we are looking at from this side. So these two will be in series. 3 plus 2, 5 ohms. Now 12 and 6 will be in parallel. So 5 plus 12 in parallel with 6. You solve, you will get 9 ohms. Okay. So now to find out VTH, what method shall we adapt? What method shall we adapt? Mesh analysis or nodal analysis? Because here current source in series with the resistance, so source transformation is not possible. Okay, what method you will adapt here? My interest is to find out VAB. My interest is to find out VAB. So it's easy to apply mesh analysis. Easy to apply mesh analysis. Here also, it's enough if I write only one equation because the second loop is having a current source. So I can directly write that I2 is equal to 2 amps. I2 is equal to 2 amps. Why the third loop is not there? Because we are going to open circuit the load, so there won't be any current. It's become open circuit, no? So there won't be any current. Only 2 loops we have. Okay, so now in the second loop we have a current source. So directly I could write I2 is equal to 2. Now first loop, when you write the voltage equation, 12 is equal to 6 into I1 plus 12 into I1 minus I2. Now I2 value is already known. So now it's easy. 18 I1 plus, sorry, minus 12 I2. Minus 12 into I2 is 2, 24. When I bring it this side, 24 plus 12, it is 36. So I1 is also 2 amps. So we got the values for I1 and I2. Now what will be your VA? Sorry, VAB. What will be your VAB? I got the value of this I1, 2 amps, and this current is also 2 amps. But the thing is, since I have the current source here, it is not easy to solve it directly. It's not easy to solve it directly. Okay, so now how do I proceed further? How do I proceed further? Okay, my interest is I want to find out this. I want to find out this voltage drop across this. Okay, I want to find out the voltage drop across this. Okay, so now let me consider this loop. Let me consider this loop. Okay. I know what is the current flowing through this. I know what is the current flowing through this. And this is my unknown value. This voltage only I need to find out. Okay, so this is nothing but VAB. You can ask me, ma'am, this resistance is there. Since it's open circuited, there is no current flowing through this. So there won't be any voltage drop. So voltage drop across these two terminals will be the VTH. Okay, so now by writing the voltage equation, I'll be able to solve VAB is equal to VTH is nothing but the voltage across this. Now, so now we found this is 2 amps and this is also 2 amps. This is 2 amps and this is also 2 amps. But how's the current direction? Both are in the opposite direction. So current flowing through this is going to be current flowing through this is going to be current flowing through this is going to be
0.
okay. And then I did one mistake. No, what is I2? I2 is 2 amps or minus 2 amps. I assume the I2 in the clockwise direction, but the current source value is opposite to that of the assumed current direction. So my I2 is minus
2.
Okay, so now what will be the current here? So my original current is this way. My original, since I'm getting minus 2, my original current is actually like this. So now if you see, both are in the same direction. So now the current flowing through this is going to be sum of these two currents. So 2 plus 2, 4. See, by a simple mistake, we will get a different value. We will get a wrong value, right? So now current flowing through this 4 amps. So what will be the voltage drop across this? 12 into 4, 48. And then what will be the voltage drop across this? My current direction is like this. My current direction is like this. Okay. So this is also. So my VAB is equal to 3 into I2. 6 plus 48. So VAB is 54 volt. VAB is 54 volt. This way I can solve the network. This way I can solve the network. So VTH I know the RTH. Now just by equating RL is equal to RTH, I'll be able to find the maximum power. Okay. So any doubt in this? Any doubt in solving this network? I think most of the students they have. Okay. Okay. People are there. Okay. Fine. Okay. So now this circuit, when you look at it's looking like it's little complex. Okay. Let's see whether you're able to solve this. Can you try by yourself? Can you try by yourself? I'll give some time. Now the question is solve this network. Solve this network. Draw the Thevenin's equivalent. Draw the Thevenin's equivalent for this. Draw the Thevenin's equivalent for this. Find the Thevenin's equivalent for this. So this is load. The blue color shaded is the load. So you need to solve this network. Find out the Thevenin's equivalent network. What is VTH and RTH? Just try by yourself. Just redraw the network, because we used to have VAB like this only, no? We used to have VAB like this only, no? So no problem. You just tilt the network 90 degree, rotate the network 90 degree, redraw that and try to solve. Maybe I will just redraw that part. You also try by yourself. Don't look at the method, whatever I am doing. You just try by yourself. So I have a current source between A and B, and then here I have a 4 ohms resistor, and then from here I have this 16 ohms resistor. And then from here 16 ohms, 18 ohms. That's all. Now when I redraw the network, it's easy. When I redraw the network, it's easy. You can solve it easily. So here 18 ohms, and this is 300 milliamps. This is 4 ohms. This is 16 ohms. This is 16 ohms and 8 volt. Anyone solve for RTH? Anyone solve for RTH? Got the value for RTH? Anybody? Just nullify this voltage and current source. Make this open circuit and this becomes short circuit. So 16 in parallel, 16 becomes, when you have two equal resistors connected in parallel, the net resistance between, very good. So you have to remember all those things. So 8 ohms. So 8 plus 4, 12. And 12 will be in parallel with 18 or in series with 18. 12 will be, now I have
Parallel.
yes, those two are in parallel. Okay, so now 12 ohms in parallel with 18 ohms will be the RTH. 12 in parallel with 18 will be the RTH. So now what will be VTH? What will be VTH? Voltage drop across 18 ohm resistor will be the VTH. Voltage drop across 18 ohm resistor will be the VTH. Now, how do I solve this? Just by using nodal analysis, I can solve. Okay, so I have two nodes, node 1, node 2, and this will be my reference node. Just by solving this, whatever is your V2 node, voltage drop V2 will be my VTH. V2 will be my VTH. Or if you're comfortable with mesh analysis, how many meshes I have here? I have 3 loops here. I have 3 loops here. Now I have a current source. So and the current sources between the 2 loops, I have to go for supernodal current equation. Sorry, super mesh current equation. So just write the current equations for the 3 loops. Okay, and then you can solve for I3. Okay, you can solve for I3. So what will be I3? Whatever is I3. So I3 multiplied by 18 will give us VTH. I3 multiplied by 18 will give us VTH. You can go for any method. Either you proceed with nodal analysis, find out V2. V2 is nothing but VTH. Or you go for super mesh analysis. 3 loops are there. Solve it. So I3, loop current I3 multiplied by 18 will give you the, what to say, Thevenin's voltage. Okay, so here, since voltage is also there, it's not maximum power. The question is just to find the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Okay, so now this question, can you try? This question, can you try? This is a little tricky. Not tricky, you can do it easily. Just give a try, this network. Here it is not easy to redraw. because this is not a reference node. I have a resistor here. It's not easy to redraw. Like by tilting and all, it's not easy, but still we can give a try on redrawing this. Okay, let me redraw here. So I have my AB. Okay, so I have my voltage source. This is in parallel with 2K. Because these two are same thing, right? So these two are same, right? Okay, so maybe for simplification, let me name it as 1. Okay, so this end is connected to 1. Negative terminal of the voltage source is connected to 1. 3 milliamp source is also connected to 1. Okay, then this side is B, and then here 6K resistor. 6K resistor is also connected to node 1. Okay, now between this node 1 itself, between these two ends, that is from here to here, we have this. Okay, so now this is 4K and this is 10 volt. This is 2 kilo ohms. Okay, now we have to find out what is VTH and RTH. Okay, can anyone tell me what is RTH? Solve this and find out what is RTH. Nullify the sources. Nullify the sources. Solve for RTH. Tell me what is the value. If you find it difficult, you let me know. Just give a try. Anybody got the value for RTH? Solve. Did you solve this RTH? Now I have my 2K. So this 4 volts I'm short circuiting. Okay, and then this current source become open. And here again, I have my 4K and this source is short circuit. Okay. 2K, 6K and 4K. Now this 2K and this short circuit wire is in parallel. So what will happen? What will happen now? When I have this 2K in parallel with the short circuit wire, whatever current is trying to split here, no? Since this is a short circuit, very minimum resistance, all the current will flow through this and there won't be any current through this. So now this way also I can solve or otherwise what I can say, when I have 2K resistor in parallel with 0K resistor. Okay, obviously the equivalent resistance will be 0. Okay, so now when you have a resistor in parallel with the short circuit, then the equivalent resistance will be a short circuit because this will become open. Why it is becoming open? All the current will flow through the short circuit because it has a very minimum resistance. So this becomes open. There won't be any current through this. Okay, so now I will have my 6K, 4K. 6K and 4K. Now, what is the combination between 6K and 4K? Now, what is the connection between 6K and 4K? Anybody? What is the connection between 6K and 4K?
Parallel, ma'am.
Is it parallel?
Series.
I see series.
Okay, so at
Series.
this junction or at this junction, it's trying to split. Okay, at this junction, it is, see, the junction is trying to split here. Okay, so now whatever current is coming here, it's like looking like parallel connection only, no? Looking like parallel connection only, no? Okay, maybe I will. I cannot draw the 6K like this. I cannot draw the 6K like this. I have my 6K like this. This is my 4K. Now what is the? What is this? What is this?
Ma'am, 4K parallel with 0K.
Ah, exactly. So sometimes we make a mistake, series or parallel. It's not like that. See, I have this, and here I have a 4K. So this is a parallel combination. So again, that's all. My equivalent resistance is 6K. My RTH is 6K. That's why I said this is little tricky. You may have a network like this also. So my RTH is 6K. My RTH is 6K. Any doubt in this? Any doubt in this? You all agree with 6K, right? Any confusion here? Okay, fine. Okay, so now you solve for VTH. Now you solve for VTH. Now, what method will you adapt here? So now VAB. So now I need to find out what is voltage at A. What is voltage at A? And you find out what is voltage at B. Okay. And then here, which is reference node? Which is reference node? Obviously, this is my reference node. This is my reference node. Okay. So now here, when I say VA is nothing but voltage at this node with respect to ground. Similarly, when I say VB is nothing but voltage at this node with respect to ground. So now, how do I find what is the voltage at B with respect to ground? It's not possible because I have a current source here. But still, I could say whatever is the current flowing through this, that is whatever is the voltage drop across this 6K resistor, same current is same voltage will be available here. So VA minus VB is nothing but VTH. So VA directly I could say it is 4 volt. Voltage source is given here. So directly I could say that VA is 4 volt. But what will be VB? But what will be VB? How do I solve? I need to find out what is the current flowing through this. I should solve what is the current flowing through this. Okay, so how do I find that? How do I find that? Just by writing the, what do I do? What do I do? So just by considering the mesh analysis, so I can write the voltage equation. Again, here, since I have a current source, I can go for super mesh. So directly I could say that I2 is equal to this current source value, 3 milliamps. Okay, so what will be the voltage drop across this? 6K multiplied by 3 milliamps. That is nothing but 18 volts. So here I have 4 volts. So what will be this voltage drop? My current is this direction. My current is this direction. Am I right? I2 is this direction. Okay, so my current is like this. My current is like this. Okay, so now what will be my VB? What will be my VB? Anybody? What will be my VB? VB is voltage at this node with respect to ground. Will it be plus 18 or minus 18? That's what I'm trying to
Minus
ask.
18.
Minus
It
8.
is because current is flowing like this, it's going to be minus 18. Okay, so now here it is plus 4. Okay, now can you tell me what is VAB? VA minus VB. Okay, so VA is 4, VB is minus 18. So 4 minus of minus 18, we have 22 volt. So VTH is 22 volt. You can solve with any other method also. If you are comfortable with any other method, you can solve, not a problem. Okay, so now the Thevenin's voltage is 22 volt and RTH is 6K. And if you are asked to calculate what is the maximum power, then by using maximum power transfer theorem, that is VTH square divided by 4 RTH, will give you the maximum power. Okay, so like this, We can solve plenty of networks. So with this, we come to the end of module 1. Okay, so we will continue with the next module probably in the next class. Okay, so any doubts so far? Any doubts so far?
No.
Yeah, I have noted down your attendance also.